in the squadron. They called him Bullets, but we call him Greg Kelly. Greg Kelly is on the air
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
All right, now we are back on this Memorial Day, and on this Memorial Day, I am wearing my white pants because it is now sartorially legal. And you know who knows that better than anyone? Roger Stone, the political legend, mastermind, and also the most beautifully dressed man probably in the world. His new venture, actually, it's not so new. He's been at this for a while. It's called Roger Stone Suits. The Roger Stone collection, you too can look like Roger Stone, dress like him, and if you got your own style, you can tone it down, you can tone it up, you can do whatever you want. It is amazing. RogerStoneSuits.com, RogerStoneSuits.com. First of all, Roger Stone, congratulations. This is going to make you bigger than Ralph Lauren. I'm so excited for you. How are you?
I wouldn't bet on that, but I will say, this is something that I've wanted to do for a long time. When I speak at campuses or to young people, often young guys that come up to me and say, I want to be well dressed, but I'm not wealthy. And I try to lay out the basics for them. My initial line at the Roger Stone custom menswear collection was for fall, winter. The new line, which we just unveiled yesterday, is for spring and summer, and it features breathable fabrics that are right for hot weather, meaning linen, seersucker, madras, silk. And for the first time, we've added shirts, very tasty neckwear, suspenders. And you said it exactly right. We can make anything. If you want a ticket pocket, we can make it with a ticket pocket. If you want it to be a two-button, single-breasted suit or jacket, we can do that as well. But we put forward a very attractive group of sports jackets, trousers, suits, shirts, ties, and, of course, the all-important suspenders.
And something else that a lot of men skip on. They think they should skip on it. They don't need it. And if they have to, God forbid, they'll rent it. A tuxedo. You got something called a nocturne tuxedo. And what I love about this, it's traditional but non-traditional at the same time. And you got like massive shawl lapels. The shawl lapel is the way to go. And folks, if you don't know what a shawl lapel is, You gotta learn this stuff. It's very, very easy. It's the basics. It's a little bit of a curved lapel, right, Roger? And it just shows a big. It shows you know what you're doing.
Edward VIII came to New York City in 1938 wearing a shawl-lapelled dinner jacket. Tuxedo is actually a bastardization, but that's because it was invented in Tuxedo, New York. But rather than going out and rent, in the end, it would be much less expensive to buy your own. And Greg, in all of the things we make, we leave a substantial amount of fabric in the seams. That way, if you take good care of it, as you get older and perhaps a little fatter, or even if you lose weight, as long as the shoulder in your garment always works, which it will, then it can always be altered to fit you.
Well, I'm so impressed, and I congratulate you. I got a couple more questions about that, but I want to come back to something we found out late last week. Tulsi Gabbard, the director of national intelligence, is resigning at the end of the month. She's leaving at the end of June, June 30th. She cites her husband's bone cancer, which, wow, that's terrible. Let's face it, though, there's been some pressure on her from certain quarters. You've been following this very closely. I think she's amazing. You think, I know, you're close to her. You know all about her. She's incredibly talented. What's going on here?
Look, this is a shocking news. I met her, and she was an independent. She was thinking of supporting Bobby Kennedy as an independent candidate for president. And I think I persuaded her, as much as I respect and have affection for Bobby, that was a political dead end. I think I persuaded her to support the president. I ultimately supported her to become a Republican. And she called me night before last at about 8:30 to give me this news. I have no reason to believe that the reasons given, that her husband has a very rare bone marrow cancer, which will require a life-threatening operation and a very long recovery. I believe that is her real answer. Now, there are ghouls out there like Laura Loomer who are celebrating. I don't know what there is to celebrate. It was Tulsi Gabbard who declassified the Russian collusion documents once and for all to prove that there was a seditious conspiracy to remove Donald Trump from the presidency. I was a victim of that witch hunt. He also declassified all of the documents pertaining to the two phony impeachments. Remember the cute little twin Vindman brothers in their uniforms?
Sure.
Yeah, well, they lied.
Yeah.
And Eric Ciamella, the so-called whistleblower, he lied too. He was being coached by Adam Pencilneck Schiff. So she has uncovered all of these crimes, but Greg, she was poking around in the one place the intelligence agency doesn't want you looking: electronic voting machines, and whether they can be manipulated, and whether they were manipulated in 2020. Excellent reporting by Catherine Harridge, by the way, a terrific report that proves that the Central Intelligence Agency was spying on another agency of government, the Office of the Director of Intelligence. Tulsi Gabbard, to put a cap on this, is far from finished. She is one of the most talented, most impressive, most principled, most sure-footed political figures I've ever met. And I reiterate my prediction here on your show. She is going to be the first woman president. Not in 2028, but eventually.
I'm Livy Dunn, All-American gymnast and Viore athlete. When you travel and train as much as I do, you find happiness where you are. On the mat or on the sand, movement and comfort are essential. That's why I live in Performance Joggers by Viore. Made from DreamNet fabric that's made of 89% recycled materials, effortlessly soft and made to move as much as I do. My happiness starts here, in the softest joggers on the planet. Get 20% off your first purchase at vuori.com/Libby. That's VUORI.com/LIVVY. Exclusions apply. Not only will you receive 20% off your first purchase, but enjoy free shipping on U.S. orders over $75 and free returns. Go to vuori.com/Libby and discover the full versatility of Viore clothing. Exclusions apply. Visit the website for full terms and conditions.
She's only 45 years old, and life is long, and I concur. I find her very impressive, and I think this is principled and good for her. We're going to be watching very, very closely. I wish her all the best, and she'll be back soon. She'll be back very, very soon. Roger, wow, that's something else. We're going to miss her, but only for a little while. All right, back to the close. I just got to ask you, the ticket pocket, just so everybody knows, you mentioned it before, that's like a little tiny pocket above your suit jacket pocket. And if you have one and it's well placed, first of all, it's a signal. It's a signal that the overall quality is good. And again, that you know what you're doing. And it's a little signal of flair, right? It just conveys a little, I don't know what, but a little special something.
Yeah, originally, of course, traditionally, it was meant to hold your theater tickets. When you're going to theater tickets, that's where you kept them. But there are a lot of little touches here. So, for example, the buttonhole on the lapel is actually a working buttonhole. And there's a little string below it that's sewn in. Therefore, your boutonniere can be held in place. Why have working buttonholes on the sleeve if you don't unbutton the last one to demonstrate that you know what you're doing? And if you're wearing a 3-button single-breasted suit, the bottom two are always buttoned. The top one is always unbuttoned. It's called 3 rolled to 2. But if you prefer a 2-button single-breasted jacket, by the way, there's a quick story behind that. Jack Kennedy, when his father was the ambassador to the United Kingdom, took a 3-button suit to a Savile Row tire. He said, I want this made in 2 buttons. And they did. And the 2-button jacket, which is pretty much the standard today, was born.
Very interesting. You know all this stuff so well, and you're kind of an artist when it comes to clothes. RogerStoneSuits.com, RogerStoneSuits.com. And the tailor can come right to you, and it's all explained on the website. Hey, I actually got to take you back to politics one more time, and then we'll let you enjoy your Memorial Day. Roger, Candace Owens just had Hunter Biden on her show. And Hunter Biden also went on Sean Ryan's show, who's an alleged conservative. There's something kind of weird happening, and you're an entrepreneur, and you're also a media pro, and I'm very frustrated by it. Let me put it to you this way. The left, they march, they bang the drum, and they all march in the same direction. CNN, collusion, Russia, Trump, 2 years, fake news. They're all pushing the same narrative. Our side, we're independent, and we're all going our different directions, which is great. But sometimes there isn't, I think we're lacking right now a counterpoint to the New York Times, a major conservative, entity to kind of lead this charge. Because right now, conservative media is too reactive. And as you can see with Candace Owens and Sean Ryan, they're also starstruck. And they'll sit down with Hunter Biden for 2 hours and not ask him a challenging question. It's like these people, they're all about clicks and likes. They're not pursuing the truth. Some are, too few are, and I think it's a major problem, but also an opportunity on our side. Does that make sense?
Well, the problem, of course, is the folks who agree with you and I, Greg, are free thinkers. No one dictates what we think. I saw the incredible amalgamation of Hunter Biden's laptop put out by the folks at marcopolo.org. You can, by the way, send for it. They'll send it to you in either a digital format or the actual book. It's shocking. By the way, the pornographic images have been blurred, so you can have it around the house if you got children. But I've read that. And on that basis alone, I would never have Hunter Biden on my show. Never.
Yeah, Garrett Ziegler from Marco Polo. He's a real patriot and a hard worker and smart. And he did that work. And, from time to time, my frustration is that should be on the front page of the Wall Street Journal. But they're all conflicted and weird about Trump, and maybe we need something new. Roger Stone, we thank you so much. Enjoy your Memorial Day. Well earned. And when you talk to Tulsi, please give her our best. Everybody should go to RogerStoneSuits.com, RogerStoneSuits.com. It is an amazing website from an amazing man, the one and only Roger Stone. We thank you, Roger.
Greg, I can't wait to see you in your double-breasted cream linen sport.
I can't wait. I can't wait to put it on. Thank you, sir. And we'll be right back.
Thanks for listening to The Greg Kelly Show. You can hear The Greg Kelly Show weekdays at 12:15 on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?